Hi everyone, welcome back. This is post number 6 that I am currently recording. Right now we have 5 posts up and running, and I thought it was time to go into some ways on how to build web traffic. So let's jump in. In particular, I wanted to focus on using widgets and on plugins. Before we do that though, something interesting happened to me today, specifically on this website, and it was all today. And this seems to be, I think, automatic. It seems like it's some sort of robot system that comes through, but I'm getting these things called pingbacks and trackbacks, and I don't know how I did it. My only guess, and this is my best guess, is because of this title. This was post number 4, and for those of you who've been keeping along, this is the post where I covered how to use Twitter, how to use social media like Facebook, and sort of increase followers and increase friend count. And we did a little video on that, a little blog post on that. I believe because of this title, How to Build a Social Network, this particular post was picked up. And because it was picked up, it was promoted on this particular site. So if you click on this site, which is right there, you can see there's the beginning part of my blog. And if you click here, it will take you to my blog. And this is the actual post itself. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So that's the post. So I don't know how much traffic that's going to generate, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless. And it can't hurt, at least at this point. For all I know, pingbacks are a really bad thing, but I don't think so. So we'll see. As I said in this particular course or in this website, everything I tell you is the most current truth. So as I learn, you're going to be learning. Definitely as I learn things, I will teach them to you. So for now, assume pingbacks are good. And as I find other ways to build traffic, I will pass them along. So let's jump into widgets. Now, scrolling down, you got under appearance, there's your widgets. Widgets are very, very easy ways to change your website. And they're based on the themes that you use. Now, this is a thing that will only be useful if you're using WordPress, which I know probably most of you are. If you're not using WordPress, there's probably something similar to it, but we'll start here. Now, on my theme, which is the Squeeze Pages theme, one that I really, really do like a lot and recommend, and incidentally have on my site. If you want some more information, you can click on the ad. It'll take you out there. But I've got the Connect With Me widget, and I have the sidebar Ad Blocks widget. So right now, let me take you to the blog itself so you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. So again, remember the 2 widgets we had. We had the Connect With Me widget, we had the sidebar Ad Blocks widget. And on the website, there's the Connect. Let's connect. It goes over Twitter, Facebook, my RSS feed, and of course YouTube channel. And there are the ads that I have set up. So let's say I go, you know what? I don't want ads anymore. Very, very easy. All you need to do is just drag and drop. Done. So we're going to refresh. As we reload the page, look at that. They're gone. I've got the Connect. Nice clean interface on the right hand side. But again, since this is considered kind of my real estate, I want to try to monetize this as much as possible. It's not being used for anything else. So since we do want to ultimately make this blog a profitable venture, we're going to drag sidebar ad blocks up and post them in here. Now, sidebar ad blocks are something that right now are set up specifically with this theme that I have. This is something actually also different. I could put them on top if I wanted. I could put them underneath in whatever order I want. I really do want them underneath. And as we go back, we're going to refresh this. So right now, there are no side blocks. We're going to refresh as we reload the page. And there's our side blocks again. So there's our ads again. So this is the Squeeze theme I was telling you about. So for the Squeeze page building. But Squeeze theme is really a phenomenal theme if you want to take a look at it. Okay. The reason that I've got, you'll notice what they call below the fold in web marketing terms, below the fold. So I've got to scroll down and start seeing ads. That's why I have the connect up here. I really do want to build a relationship with everybody out there, and I want to be able to help as many people as possible. And that truly is what it's about. It's about building that relationship. It's about building that trust. It's about helping as many people as I can. And if you happen to be interested in Bluehost, by all means, click on it. Open up an account. I think they're a great site. If you happen to be interested in the Squeeze theme that I'm using right now for WordPress, click on it. I think it's a great site. But that's kind of the afterthought. It does help, obviously, support the blog, but really that's why I don't put it up top. You really want to make sure when you're designing your blog that you're making it, you're designing it from the perspective of somebody who wants to view and read and would this interest me? So I'm sure this will change as I personally learn, but right now that works for me. So that's kind of widgets. Every theme has its own set of widgets. In this case, the Squeeze theme has got a lot of different ones that are up here, in particular to that theme. And there are other normal ones that WordPress offers that you can also use. So every theme's a little bit different. Feel free to play along. As you saw, all it is dragging and dropping things around. It is very, very easy, and you cannot screw anything up. So feel free to play with this. That's what I love about WordPress. If it doesn't look good, or if you don't like it, or if it messes something up, just unplug it. Speaking of unplugging, let's jump into plugins. Now, I've installed some of these already, but I want to show you how to basically install some decent plugins, and I'll show you what they look like. So in order to install a plugin, slightly more complicated than widgets, but not very. You see plugins, you just click on Add New, and you would want to search. Now, I'm going to give you some names, and I'll have this on the blog post itself too, so feel free to copy and paste these over. These are some useful plugins that I really, really like. So one in particular, we're going to type in the name of the plugin. This is a sitemap generator. And what a sitemap generator does is it actually will go through and create almost like a roadmap for Google, for Yahoo, for the search engines out there. Because right now what's probably happening is maybe Google knows about my website, but it's not. It's just sort of randomly going around it, trying to figure out what it's about. What I'm going to do is essentially lay a network down and build a roadwork system so that I'm telling Google and Bing and Yahoo and all these other search engines, when they come down and they send their little robots and their little spiders and their little crawlers to go over my website, I'm going to direct them and I'm going to show them, first I want you to do this, then I want you to take a look at this. It's almost like giving them a guided tour of your website. They're more likely to know what your website is about, and if they do, then you are more likely to rise in the search engine rankings. Hence the power of the sitemap generator. So we're going to install that. All you do is click install. You will be asked to confirm. And with WordPress, I'm doing nothing. This takes seconds. I'm then going to activate. And once it's activated, we're up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here. And you can see in settings now all the different plugins that have settings. In this case, sitemap generator. And there are my settings. So 50 items per page. I don't use permalinks right now. Actually, you know what? I will. We're going to call this sitemap. And I'm playing with this. So let's call it sitemap. Close enough. I want to show pages and posts. Posts first by title. Show comment count. Don't really care about that stuff. At least right now. Because there's very few comments. But that's okay because it's post number 6. For crying out loud. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay. So I kind of like that. Let's just update the options. And now that we've done that, we're installed. So there we go. Let's click on a few other plugins and then I'll show you what they look like. Now, some of them do require additional setup, like Twitter Tools settings. Twitter Tools is a plugin that will automatically update your Twitter followers that a new post has been added, which I think is very, very useful. So once you post, it'll automatically, as soon as you publish that post, it shouts it out to the world, at least the world of your followers, gives them a chance to check out your post. They can then retweet and all sorts of fun stuff. But it does require a little bit of setup, which I haven't done yet, but I do have it done on another website, which I will show you shortly. For now, let's jump back in. I'll show you a couple other plugins I like. This is a really nice one. Comment love. Now this is one that I learned about through basically visiting comments and seeing this little comment love thing at the bottom of their comments. So we're going to install comment love. What this does is this will show people's comments, but it will show them and connect them to their most recent blog post. And again, the whole point of this is to try to help build traffic and kind of advertise. So what happens is, now that I've installed Comment Love and I'm about to activate it here, whenever I go to somebody else's blog who has Comment Love installed, and a lot of people do, when I go to their blog and I post a comment, it will actually show my most recent post. So it'll say, here's the comment. I can say, hey, I love your site. Thought this was a great blog, whatever. When I submit that, it'll automatically show my little picture. It will show right next to the avatar, it'll say most recent blog and then cover whatever my post was. So in this case, if it's post number 5, it'll say, you know, how I met Mike Filsame and Chris Farrell. If it's post number 4, it'll talk about the social networking. In this case, it'll be the most recent post. So whatever you're going to be seeing would be whatever the most recent post is. But it's a really, really nice system. And I'll show you how that works at another site I have in just a second. Next, let's take a look at all-in-one SEO. Now what this is a plugin that will actually help you. We're going to install that. This will help you to, again, improve how well the search engines are going through your blog. It's a little bit like a sitemap in that you kind of give them a guided tour, but this might be more like, this is just a little message that says we need to configure it, so let's go configure it. This is more like shouting out to the web page, or shouting out to the blog or to the search engine saying, listen, I'm here. So this is your advertising. So if we enable this plugin, we will then all of a sudden, we could put homepage title, homepage description, homepage keywords. So these are the ways that you're going to kind of, when the blog spiders or the search engine spiders are sort of going around, they're crawling around looking for things to index for the search engines, this is your way of sort of getting their attention. And then of course your sitemap will explain what the blog's all about. So that's kind of that 2-part double whammy there. So all of this fun stuff you can put in there. And again, the headers are what the search engine's kind of like the main headline. Any other additional pages, you can kind of make a default header. You can put all sorts of little tags in there and descriptions to sort of help, again, broadcast out to the spiders and the crawlers that are out there to say, hey, come by, check this blog out. You need to know about it. Then they kind of crawl up and down all around and look at the sitemaps and learn about it. Then they can report back, and ideally they're ranking you then higher in their own rankings. So I think that gives you the basics. There is a couple others that I like that I have installed here, and you can sort of see where my plugins are installed, and you'll be able to tell where yours are. There's the sitemap generator. There's a related posts, which I'll show you what that looks like. Twitter tools, again, we talked about that. Stat counter actually will show you stats of your site. That's a nice one to add because, and again, I just added this just minutes before I did this video, so it isn't set up yet, but it is very, very easy. I click on it. It's currently disabled, but you just have to go to their website, do a couple of real quick things. Doesn't take a long time, and just a little bit of patience. If you need help, send me a quick thing on Facebook or send me a quick email, leave me a comment on the blog, and I can help you out, walk you through some of this stuff. But they are very, very easy to work with. So, and it's great because Stat Counter, it's free. All of these are free, by the way. And some of them are limited. Like Stat Counter will actually go up to about 500. It'll take your most recent 500 visits and sort of rank them. And then if you pay $5 a month, and then it goes up to like 5,500, and then you can go ahead and go from there. Right now, let's face it, this blog is on post number 6. There's practically nobody that knows about it. I'm talking to just a couple of people a day, maybe. And that's a shout out for my Facebook friends. Maybe some people from YouTube. But again, Stat Counter, for now, 500 is going to be fine. As I get bigger, I'll probably upgrade, but that's the whole point. Headspace will, again, sort of set up for SEO engines. There's that threaded comment we talked about. Facebook comments, this is another good one. What this will do is it will show us, it's a way to connect Facebook into your blog, and I'll show you that in a second. Dig is a great one. I'll show you that. In fact, let's do some of that now.